Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse, and today we're gonna have a look at this server that is on the table right there. It's an IBM server, and this time it is an IBM server. This server has been used for the power system that IBM produces, and it's an HMC, which is the controller for a power system. But the server itself is a regular x3550 Model 1. So let's go see that. But if you're a regular subscriber at my channel, please consider using the bell thing to be notified of new videos. Thank you. So on the table, here it is. The server is a System x3550. There is no M at the end of that because this was the first one. On the front here we have locking mechanism to get it out. We have covers that hides the hard drives in here. There is only one hard drive in this server, so the other one is just a blank. We can kind of see it going in there far. Then we have a VGA connection. We have two USB connections. We have a CD-ROM/DVD drive here. Actually, even a recordable. It can record CDs and DVDs. We never use that. We have power on, and we have the whole diagnostics panel here that flips out and is very dusted. So that is there, and the light tower and serial number and model number. And the model number of this is not the usual x3550 model number. So this model number is actually for the IBM Power System, because this server has been used as a power management system. On a power machine there is no output for a screen. You actually have a whole separate server to just managing the power system. It's much like a mainframe. On top we have few explanations. There is the operating information panel, which we just saw down there, the different buttons: power control, power on LED green, system location LED blue, hard drive activity green, system information LED amber, system error LED amber, and the release latch. Putting in hard drives, all the different stuff on the light path diagnostics. If something goes wrong, if a LED is lighting up there's a little explanation of what to look for. Awesome. The server opens up funny. There is kind of a little department here with a couple of blue things here. That's not one-hand job. And you can kind of open it up like this. This is more or less just to get to the fan blowers. This is an older system, so you can pull up a fan blower and you have to release a cable, which they have gone away from since they have some kind of rubber feet that they sit on to get rid of vibrations. Nice system. And over here there is an explanation about the fans. You unplug the plug first and then you take the fan out. Also over here it shows that if you add another processor, you will have to remove this metal thing. And with the new processor, if it is original IBM/Lenovo processor, it actually comes with a fan blower and heatsink and everything. But putting in an extra processor, it needs more fan blowers, and that is the space for it. I did this in a video not long ago of the Model 4 of this exact model. Back of the server, it has a metal thing here for the cable management, where you get the cables out and you stick an arm to it here for the rails. That can be released by using this blue thing. We have two network ports, one here and one there. Then there is SM, kind of some management for the system there, system management. We have two USB ports in here. There's a tiny little reset button, white thing right there. Might zoom in on that. There. You can poke that with something and the system management will restart. There's a serial connector and the VGA connector. Then there is a couple of LEDs that corresponds with the LEDs on the front of the server. So you can kind of see on the back here if the server is doing okay. Then further up there is 2 PCI Express expansion ports, and over here there's room for 2 power supplies. This one only has one power supply, which will go from 100 volts to 127 volts, and from 200 volts to 240 volts. Kind of funny that it does not do the in between. PCI Express 1 and PCI Express 2, and there is a dual network card in this machine. To get the cover of this machine, there is a finger screw here, this blue one that you unscrew and it pops out like that, and we can remove the cover like this. So that reveals the inside of the server here, with the biggest heatsink that I have seen for a very long time. That's not a common heatsink, it's rather big. It has 2 SATA connectors up here, one for the hard drive, or actually are both of them for the hard drive? Yeah, it's probably one for each of the hard drives. And there is the extra connector for the fan that is missing here. On the inside of the cover, there is more explanation on what everything is here on the system board. Riser cards, there is the first riser card and the second riser card. This can hold a PCI-X and PCI Express. This one down here, the smaller one, is only PCI Express. Then there is an explanation on how to remove the remote supervisor adapter, the RSA2 slimline thing, microprocessor, how to remove that, common information, common parts numbers, and what everything is on the system board. This server does not have the RSA adapter installed. That should be installed over here. We could just remove this riser, I think. I think it just pops up like that. The network card here, and this is actually a PCI-X card that is installed here. Whole network card, 1 gigabit ports, I'm guessing. Over here is the network chips. Also says right here that it's a PCI-X 64 bits, 133 megahertz. Underneath we have the graphics card right there, ATI ES1000. Not much else here. This button could be for resetting the RSA2 adapter when that is installed. Let's open up the other one, see what's down here. Here it says that this is a PCI Express X8. 25 watts is applied on this little tab, which is kind of what we have seen before. So there's a little one here. There's a big thing here that is not used. That's kind of weird. The server has 8 blocks of memory, 4 blocks for each processor, I'm guessing, and it has that big heatsink, and I'm really curious to find out what processor is in this server. The server should be able to use the Intel Xeon 5000 series, 5100, 5200, 5300, and maybe the 5400, depending on the system board. I'm not expecting any big CPUs in this system. This server has probably never seen any kind of hard workload. That's a massive cooler. Holy. I just bought a cooler for the Model 4. That was tiny compared, I think less than half of this. So this should be able to cool one hell of a processor. I recognize this cooling compound as the original one that was on the server from new. So this heatsink has never been removed since the server was made at the factory. So I'm gonna clean that off. It was kind of dry, but it was not completely dry. And as said, this server has probably never seen a real workload. So let's pop this out, see what we have. Okay, yeah, this is an Intel Xeon 5130, which is a 2 GHz dual core processor. Okay, it's nothing special a lot faster processor would be able to go in there without any problems. So we'll put that back. And tighten down this massive cooler. This model of server is able to handle the Intel Xeon 5400 series, probably also why it has this gigantic heatsink. So the memory blocks in here are DDR2 RAM, and they are the PC2 5300 series, and this one is only 512 megabytes. Not much is needed for the task of being an HMC for an AIX system. There's 8 slots for memory. Each block can take a 4 GB block, so 32 GB is maximum for this server. These SATA ports up here are actually also SAS ports, so you can choose to put in SATA drives or SAS drives. Down here in the corner of the server they have hidden the BIOS battery. Often with these really old servers, this battery becomes under voltage. When the voltage gets down to about 2 point something, I really can't remember, the server will come and complain about that, and sometimes it's a really weird error, like VBAT, I think the error is called, and then it's this battery that needs to be exchanged. And this is a regular CR2032, which is widely available for next to nothing money-wise. So let's put this back together. This is a tiny little riser card. But there's actually a lot of room for the expansion card here. And also this PCIX card, which is not widely used anymore. Well, so that was a little overview of the x3550 Model 1, which in this case is being used as an HMC for Power PCs. The Power PCs works kind of differently from the x86 series, so they need a controller to control that. They also have a NIM server, NIM, which is kind of a software library server that where you put your CDs and your images and stuff on. This is the HMC that kind of is a web interface for the rest of the system. So you access everything through a HMC like this, and you have access to the entire system. Nowadays these can actually be virtual, so you can have a virtual machine that is your HMC. I'm not going to be using this server myself. I'm gonna be handing it over to a buddy of mine who is deeply into Power PCs and thinks they are really cool. So he's gonna be very happy, I hope. He is probably also gonna be the one that will take and give this disk shelf over here a new life, because that is also way more compatible with his power system than my x86 setup. Well, I hope you enjoyed this view of the rather old x3550 Model 1, 2007. I thought I saw a date on there somewhere, so not a new server anymore. Hope you enjoyed this video. If so, give it a little like down there, and do also give me all your wise knowledge in the comment section below. And thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.